Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. Sorry, I just did my lad. Much love to you all, my delicious little babies, and I hope that you're all super duper well wherever you are in the world, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world. I do apologise, my delicious little babies, okay? My lights look a little bit, what's happening here? Sorry, my delicious little babies, okay? And I hope that, sorry, you're all super duper well wherever you are in the world, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are. Now, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. And I hope that you too are having a super duper and delicious and wonderful time wherever you are in the world, and that life is also treating you most deliciously. Now, please do forgive me, my delicious little babies, okay? Because you know something, I've forgot to put my flipping lip gloss on, haven't I? Anyway, sometimes I do that, my delicious little babies. Now then, so my weather in my old neck of the woods in the old UK, well, it has been raining all last night. It's still damp today. No sunshine, very little wind, but still rather chilly. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, if you do happen to enjoy my videos today, if you could please click on the like. For others of you, you happen to enjoy my videos, then please, if you could click on the subscribe. For others of you, please feel free to comment, it's always welcomed. And finally, share, because sharing is caring, okay? Now then, just to let you know, my delicious little babies, I was thinking about this quite a long time ago, and I thought to myself, you know something? I thought, shall I change the name of my channel? So that's what I've just done, my delicious little babies, sorry, okay? So as of, well, just before I came on the old camera, okay, it is now called Woman, yes, Woman with a View, okay, my delicious little babies. So I should just repeat that once more, Woman with a View, okay. Now the thing is, it used to be called Mia Tarot Virgo, okay, but I seem to find myself, my delicious little babies, sorry, I keep stumbling for some reason, please do forgive me. I seem to be finding myself sort of moving more away from doing my readings, if you know what I mean. So I will be doing them, but just maybe just not as much. Okay, my delicious little babies, because I mean, let's face it, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, if there's other things in the world, I mean, please do not get me wrong. I mean, there's many things in the world, isn't there? Do you understand what I mean? You know, for man and woman out there, you know, if they get a little bit upset with, you know, life and everything, and sometimes they'd like a little reading, but I mean, there are absolutely some absolutely banging, okay, and fabulous tarot readers on our old YouTube. Okay, they're absolutely super duper wonderful, some of them, okay, and that's no disrespect to, do you understand what I mean? I'm just saying that some are really good at, you know, gelling with the public. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes, anyway, guess what I forgot to do? 3, 2, 1, beam me up, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights, you're lovely and bright. Oh, well, they're a bit brighter than they was yesterday, aren't they, my delicious little babies? So, yeah, so it's just to let you know. So, yes, and I just thought I thought about this a while back, because I thought, well, you know, shall I think of something, do you know what I mean, that's, you know, a little bit funky. And then I thought, well, no, I thought, because, do you understand what I mean? Even though I can have a laugh on my videos, do you understand what I mean? Which I can have a laugh, do you see what I mean? But at the same time, I thought to myself, no, I thought Woman with a View that's a really good title for myself, okay? Because I mean, because I do have my views, don't I? So really, it gels in with what I'm now called, anyway, 1124. Okay, so how I do it is, you know, you've got 4 plus 2, which is 6, plus 2, which is 8. I've always said an important number, that's same as 7, 5 and 3. Okay, Now then, so, yeah, where should we start? Okay, so let's just get into this. So here's the thing, right? So I'm going to start off with our old Donald Trump, okay? So these are just my views, my delicious little babies. They're my views and my opinions at the end of the day. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? And I feel that I'm fully flipping entitled to my views and opinions. So be to those, okay? And the putrid flipping lackeys, okay? Because I'm going to speak my mind anyway. Now, okay, I've said before, and I'm going to say it again. Donald Trump, when he got into power, see, everybody's got to remember, for those of us delicious little babies who do know, we know that, you know, he's been in the, you know, odd little film here and there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes, you know, just like a little snapshot of him, if you know what I mean. And he's a businessman. That's what he is. He's a businessman. Yes, okay. But of course, you know, his family goes, you know, back, okay. So, and at the end of the day, this is what we had to remember here. Now, the thing is, and I've thought this for a very long time, my delicious little baby, so I just sort of mention this, okay, that, I mean, I personally, if we're going on personality now, not in that way, my delicious little babies, right, if we're going on personality, well, as far as I'm concerned, he's got a banging personality, bang, bang, bang. Do you see what I mean? Yes? But I also feel that maybe, you know, like when somebody has a kindness about them, okay, which I do, there we go, I do genuinely believe that Donald Trump does. However, I'm really not feeling that, you know, maybe this is the right role for him. I'm not saying, you know, not to have his, or not to run again or anything like that. I'm not saying that. Of course, I'd be very surprised. That's just my view. I could be wrong. Nobody's right all the time. But I'd be very surprised if he got back into power. Do you know what I mean? You know, running again. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? I'm just not feeling that maybe that's the right role, you know, because, I mean, when he's the one who tries to stop, you know, certain wars, you know, and things like this going on, okay? And then, of course, you know, he was talking about the old jab, jab, jab. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and he still says up to this day, I mean, we've heard it over months and months, haven't we? You know, he still says that that's what, you know, one of his words to effect, okay? Wonderful achievements or greatest achievements. Do you see what I'm saying to you? See, what I'm saying is, and it's, I'm pretty sure I said it on one of my other videos quite a long time ago now, okay? Where you could have somebody who starts out what I would call, you know, nice. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes, but then over a certain length of time, they then become corrupt. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes? Now, if we go back in time, so let's just go back in time, okay? So I'm not going to bore everybody with it, okay? I'm just making points here, right? Now, his father, Donald Trump's, okay, was part of something, do you see what I'm saying to you, Ash, yes? Now, the thing is, I would pretty much say that for Donald Trump to say what he did about the old jab, jab, jabs, okay, being his either, like I said, words to effect either greatest or wonderful achievement, yes? I'd say that there's ka-ching involved here. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? So even if, and God bless him, right, even if he wanted to change things, which he clearly did, okay, he had some of the wrong ones around him, but even if he wanted to change, okay, the fact is, you know, unless you got others, it's like rowing. Do you see what I mean? You've all got to be rowing in the same direction. So if it's not rocking and rolling, well, how can you turn things around? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, so I just wanted to say that. I'm not saying that, you know, I do not find him amusing or I do not find him funny, because I actually do, you know. Right? Some of the things he comes out with flipping cracks me up. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So there can only really be one Donald flipping Trump. He'd make an excellent flipping comedian, you know, right? But looking at this role, this particular job role, no, I'm not so sure that it has been, the right fit for him. You know, you imagine a glove, okay? So, you know, to every glove, there's a hand that fits. But I'm just not feeling. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because we just do not want to turn somebody who, you know, who is a nice man, okay, into something else. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So like I said, if we're looking at him as a businessman, I'm simply looking at him as a businessman, okay? I find him rather amusing, right? But like I said before, and I say it again, I believe there's a lot of ka-ching involved here. I know what I'm saying, my delicious little babies, yes? So that's how I see that. But, you know, ones must, you know, look at this and question it. If somebody says that, you know, is a greatest or wonderful achievement. It was words to that effect anyway, right? Well, you have to question that. So I would say there's two reasons. So reason number one for him not getting in next time. Like I said, I mean, I could be totally shocked and it could be different, but the way I'm feeling at the moment, no, I don't feel he will get in. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes? But what I'm saying is, number one, it would be what ones have to look at is, you know, if somebody's saying that, okay, that has to be questioned. You know, there's no way anyone could have somebody running a country with that's been spewed out their God, basically. Okay, so well, of course, that's red flag number one, isn't it? Ding, ding. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And number two, we have to look at, you know, because we're seeing so much, okay? We've seen it in the past 3 years, okay? That, well, you know, near enough 3 years, yes? That, you know, it's been here more so than any other time. I mean, obviously, for those of us who do know, us delicious little babies out there, yes, we know that, you know, the world's a stage. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes, but we've seen it in near enough 3 years of just what flipping comedians we got here. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And some of them are not so flipping nice. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So that's my thoughts on that. My delicious, you know, little babies. Okay? So, you know, nothing against the man personally. I do not know him. But, you know, running again as a president, no. Okay? Because I would not have any, you know, as with the other governments, putrid governments, I wouldn't have any trust in it. That's just my feelings on it, my delicious little babies. Now, others, you know, out there, you know, they may say, oh, you know, who does she think she is flipping saying that? She said to me, I wasn't saying that I dislike him. And anyway, I'm not changing my view. I'm just saying that has to be questioned. Okay, and number two is that he's like I said, you know, somebody's got a personality. You know, maybe business is the best thing to stick to. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Because, again, this is just something that just would not end very well. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? But, of course, you know, they still keep trying to pump out this, pump out that. You know, and after a while, it really does pay you off. It just gets on your flipping nerves anyway. But anything for a story. Anyway, so the next thing, so yeah, we're hearing about, let's have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. So we're hearing about that flipping P-R-I-C-K, flipping Hancock. Yes. Well, what I'm absolutely amazed at, my delicious little babies. This is just me personally. I'm not speaking about all the delicious little babies out there because some of you are going to get to me. Do you know what I'm saying to you, my little delicious little babies? Yes? I'm talking to the delicious little babies who do not know, okay? and that's not being disrespectful. But why is anybody surprised about this coming out on WhatsApp with the flipping Egypt Pratt Hancock? Why is anybody surprised? This is all I'm asking. This is all I want to know. I'm not surprised at all. It's not like, you know, extra, read all about it. No. At the end of the day, we knew from time what was going on here. I said on a previous video, did I not? Yes, I did. To those of you who were so very kind to even listen to my video. And I clearly pointed out my delicious little babies, which I've known a long time. Yes, a long time, right? That at the end of the day, even before Andrew Bridging, God bless him, came out as well, you know, to have his say, God bless him, yes? That at the end of the day, they flipping damn well knew. I'm telling you straight, and I said, there we go, and I said that. Do you see? But again, this is the thing, isn't it? You know, when you've got, you know, WhatsApp, and then you've got other messages, and then you got this and you got that, and do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, it seems very much to me, and this is how I'm seeing it, yes? There's too many at the moment, in my opinion. This is my opinion, my delicious little babies, yes? Everybody else could be different. Everybody's entitled to theirs, I'm entitled to mine. But it seems very much to me that we got too many trying to save their own backs, yes? Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, because of course, you know, you imagine dominoes, yes? You imagine dominoes, so you've got to set them all up, okay? And then, of course, you've only got to knock one, okay? Now, unless it's not really lined correctly, yes, it should go, Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so what I'm saying is, my delicious little babies, is that he's just the first one. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And, of course, it's all, again, this, I'm sorry to have to say this, my delicious little babies, but I'm going to say it. It's another distraction. It's like it's giving some of the alternative media, God bless them, okay, something to talk about, as well as the public, as well as, there we go, as well as, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, this is what's going on here. So, the fact of the matter is, I have things to say here. Now, he should not, under any circumstance, that Pratt, twat, Egypt, P-R-I-C-K, Hancock, right? He should not get away with none of this. But neither should the rest. There we go. Neither should the rest of them. Okay? So it's how this matter gets dealt with, isn't it? So we're going to see, there we go, we're going to see how this unfolds. Okay? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, you can only rub the public up so much. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? You see, what's happened here, you've got putrid governments, right, where they're paid by we know who, okay? And, of course, then they, you know, hire the lackeys. Do you see what I mean? Well, actually, no. I mean, let's get this straight now. I mean, they flipping sort of, you know, like, have you ever seen, let's have a look. What sort of little animal digs? Okay. No. Okay, I'm going to say, like a beautiful little animal, like my beautiful and delicious little Ruby Tuesday, right? Now, say you'll get it. Have you ever watched a little animal where they dig? Do you see what I mean? Yes? Until they make that hole that they can get in. Well, that's what those did, okay? And, of course, you know, it took over the putrid governments all over the world. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Yes, okay? Now, the fact of the matter is this, right? Is that at the end of the day, and that's my view, everybody, that's how I see things, okay? Others may see it differently, but that's how I see it, okay? They had to find a way and use a ka-ching to give anybody what they wanted, just to get them to do what they wanted. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but that's my view. Others may differ. Okay? But even when we go back in history, and this is what I want to mention as well, and I'm going to mention this, even if we go back in history, right, here's the fact. Well, we do not have all of the facts, do we? Okay, so some can say we could go back 100 years, some can say we could go back 200 years, some can say we could go back 4,000 years. What's all that about? Do you understand what I mean? Yes? It's only what is being told, projected out, or what they've read. But as I've pointed out before, and I'll point it out again, that, you know, books and things change. And things are added to it and things are taken away. Well, I never said that on a previous video. I just said things can be added, yes. But, you know, we look at it both ways. Things can be added and things can be taken away. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes. So, you know, I'm not so, you know, to really believe really hardly anything, to be perfectly honest with you, my delicious little babies. No, I'm not. I'm seeing things through a completely different set of spectacles. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So we've got that going on. We've still got these 15-minute cities, which of course, you know, they're trying their best to you know, to push on everybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just not going to work. So no matter what they're doing, the flipping plebs, because they all are, all of them are plebs, every single one of them are plebs, right? At the end of the day, it's just not going to work. So, you know, when we look at that, okay? And then what was the other thing I wanted to just say? There's something else I wanted to, oh yes. So, of course, you know, so it'd be very interesting to see, there's a couple of things actually, it'd be very interesting to see what the public have to say about these WhatsApp messages, okay? This will be very interesting to see. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? You know, when the pennies dropped, because for some, God bless them, they're just not going to be able to get the noddle around it. Do you see? And for others, well, we're going to be hearing of different things going on. Yes. Okay. So we're just going to have to watch the flex there, aren't we? Everybody, my delicious little babies. Now then. So let's talk about this, because of course, you know, we do know, which I've known a long time anyway, right? In fact, they've been targeting the bans for children, little children, for how many years? You know, God bless the beautiful, dear little souls, you know, when they've been in hospitals and everything, yes? You all know what I'm talking about. So I'm not here to hurt, offend or upset anybody. I'm just saying it the way it is, okay? Depopulate, very sadly, okay? And of course, now it's all out in the open. Do you see? Okay? So ones have just got to look at. You see, you've got less doctors, less nurses, less all of this, yes, because of course they're coming really, really out, you see, which of course, and they're talking about this, you know, this another pandemic or it's a pandemic anyway. Do you see what I mean? They call it a pandemic, right? But it's a pandemic, okay? Now, to me, the way I'm seeing the situation is like this. There was no, you know, real catastrophe, you know, what they said, you know, the first pandemic. No, there was not, okay? There wasn't anything catastrophic. Do you understand? Well, apart from God bless those who, you know, very sadly, for whatever reason, either couldn't get to hospital or doctors or very sadly took their own lives. So please do forgive me, okay? What I'm talking about is there was nothing really going on, okay? But this was all planned, okay? There we go, okay? Now, I'm hoping that you get what I meant by all that, my delicious little babies, yes, okay? Now, the thing is, I feel that the real that we're going to see, and I've known this for months, okay, my delicious little babies, I just thought I'd let you all know that, okay, many months, many months, okay, that what we're going to be seeing is, God bless, is way too many of different age groups passing. Well, we're already experiencing, you know, it's already been experienced now, sorry, okay? Now, because there's going to be so many, it's like, we've got to see what the plan is here, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, you know, oh, there's something terrible happening, everybody's passing. Do you understand what I mean? And God bless anybody who's passed and are due to pass, okay? God rest their beautiful dear souls for when it happens, right? The fact, and God bless them while they're on this earth right now, okay? What I'm saying is this is going to be, there we go, this is going to be the next thing, right? You mark my words, okay? It's going to be something, there we go, along these lines, okay? Now, what they're trying to do is get rid of, very sadly, I'm sorry to have to say it that way, my delicious little babies, but they're trying their utmost to get rid of younger generations, which are little bairns, very sadly, little babies, adolescents, you know, all the younger generations, that's what the guy, you know, I'm very sorry to have to say that, my delicious little babies, I'm so very sorry, but that's what the flipping game is, because to them, this is a game. Do you see what I mean? But I've always said anyway, it's a game of life, isn't it? It's whoever gets to the finishing line first. I've always said that. Okay? So this is going to be the next thing, okay? So, because in their noddles, yes, they have to find a way to control. Do you see what I mean? And I've been noticing, okay, maybe I must be missing something. I don't believe I am. No, I do not. But we're not hearing so much about the chipping the old heads, are we? Do you see what I mean? Or chipping the old chip and pin in the old hands, are we? You know, there, I suppose. Yes? So we're not hearing a lot about that, are we? So have you noticed, my delicious little babies, how things sort of go quiet? Do you see what I mean? Then they introduce, like, you know, like they've been introducing the, so please, sorry, getting back to the old pandemic, so please watch out for that, my delicious little babies, but I did say in a previous video as well, sorry, that, you know, the next pandemic is the, you know, is the bird flu, okay? And what any other flipping flu. But of course, we had no flu in the old lockdowns. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Because that went out the window, which is what I said a long time. Do you see? Yes? But then, you know, they have to introduce something else. So then they introduce the these putrid creatures, okay? These sipping drag queens and everything, right? I mean, I thank dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that my younger daughters, oh God bless them, they're so beautiful, how I love them so, right? That they're older. Because let me tell you, if that had been in a school, okay, I'll tell you straight now, my delicious little babies, if that had been in a school when my daughters were there, okay, let me tell you, I would have got flipping damn well locked up. Let me tell you big time, right? Yes, I flipping well would have done. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, we've seen lots of different things. I've been seeing it for days anyway. You know, seeing lots of, I mean, what... You see, we've got a mentality at the moment, my delicious little babies. I'm not saying it's about all parents. No, I am not, okay? So please do not have my words twisted here, right? But we seem to have a certain mentality, don't we? I mean, why would any parent, hello, dong dong, ooga ooga, why would any parents sit there with little babies or, you know, or go to watch or even send the bairns into school or nursery? Why would they even do that? Do you see? This is a mentality. Do you see? This is called brainwashing. It's called one's not thinking for themselves. In other words, for those concerned, thick as shite. I could use much stronger words, my delicious little babies. Yes? Okay? At the end of the day, that is what is going on here. and how nobody can see. I remember the days, and we're going back decades now, where, you know, like say you used to get gay bars or gay clubs, yes, and they were always parked out of the way, you know, so they weren't visible like, say, you know, like a normal pub that's, do you understand what I mean, or a normal club that you'd go into. Do you see what I mean? It's like parked right out of the way. Or, you know, the front of it, the shop front as I call it, yes, was not drawing any attention. And anybody out there, my delicious little babies, who are in my age bracket, right, which is nearly half of a century, and like I said, I do not look it, right, will know this. They will know this. But of course, this has all been brought out, yes, because what it is, it's been brought in to corrupt the minds. God bless them, with the beautiful little toddlers and the beautiful little bands. Do you understand what I mean? It's been brought in to distort their minds. Do you see what I'm saying to you? That's what's happening here, which I've known a long time anyway. Do you see? Okay? So the thing that we've got going on here is that, well, we've got in parts brain dead societies, it seems, doesn't it? You know, who would be quite happy for parents to go along and put up with this flipping shite. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Because that is what it is. It is shite. And for the drag queens who are doing it, and the trans and everything who are doing this, I'm not talking about every trans, by the way, okay? No, I am not. Okay? I'm not talking about every gay. No, I am not. Okay? So I'm just making my point there. You know, each to their own. I'm talking about specifically one set, right? Now, at the end of the day, this is what I've got to say. For them as well. You see, I've said before, and I say it again, you've got ones out there, okay? Now, I've known this long time, decades, okay? And I know many in my time, okay? They seem to be, because they do not feel, so please do not take it the wrong way if you're gay out there, my delicious little babies, because I'm not meaning it that way. I'm saying it in such a way, the way as I've always seen it, okay? What it is, because they felt that they were not really accepted in society, because for many decades there was not. Okay, so we need to have an honest discussion, discuss about this, right? There really wasn't, you know. I mean, there's many places in the old UK, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, right, where, you know, somebody was gay, we go back decades, yes, if they were gay, well, I mean, they'd get chinned. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And that is the truth. And if anybody's honest out there, they'll know that this is, there we go, they'll know that this is the truth. Okay? So the fact of the matter is, it only came out in years later. Okay? But because, getting back to this, because they never felt like they was accepted, okay? Sometimes for some of them, and of course, no disrespect, I just say it the way it is. I've met many, okay? Gay and drag queens and things like this, right, over the years. What I'm saying is they feel, okay, like they have to have their own self-importance, yes? So sometimes they maybe go overboard, being too flamboyant or, you know, over the top. Do you understand what I mean? Like, hello, how are you? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes, okay? So it's what we would call camp, okay? So I'm not being disrespectful or, you know, rude about anybody, okay? I'm just saying this. But that's why I've always felt that they've felt the need, because they wanted, you know, well, look at me, I'm important. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? And this is what has gone on. So looking at this now, what's going on? First of all, first and foremost, what we got is ka-ching again. So this plays a part again, okay? Number two, well, they just want to feel important, don't they? Do you understand what I mean? They could be having, I'm not excusing their behaviour. I'm certainly flipping not excusing it. No, I am flipping well not. But they're clearly having issues up here, aren't they, in their old noddle? Do you see what I mean? Because any man dressed up like that, yes? goes out and does that in front of toddlers, right? Well, I have something to say about this, okay? I just feel that maybe bits should be removed. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, I'm not inciting violence. No, I am not. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, how they can even flipping sleep at night, knowing that they're going out and doing that for toddlers to flipping entertain them. They're flipping big men. Why don't they go to their flipping club and entertain other big men? Do you understand what I mean? Dirty, filthy piece of shite. And that's my true thoughts on that, my delicious little babies, and I will not flipping hold back. But if anything like that had been going on when my beautiful and delicious little daughters, who are now grown up, if that was going on in a school or in a nursery, I'm telling you, big time I would have got locked up. Yes. You see what I'm saying to you, yes? Because I wouldn't have held back, let me tell you. No, I would not. And I certainly wouldn't be sitting there and flipping cheering them on like them silly bitches. And that's not swearing. And, call it a slip of the tongue. The mothers with the flipping babies and flipping on their laps and flipping all that shite. Flipping disgusting behaviour. Absolutely disgusting. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So your parents then, somebody needs to have a flipping very strong flipping word with them. All of them. And furthermore, the schools, nurseries or whatever else should be flipping shut down. That's what should be going on. Do you see what I mean? And make an example that if anybody else tries it, well, they'll be out of a job and the schools and the nurseries will be closed as well. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So this could be another thing as well. Looking at that, what I've just said. This could be another thing, couldn't it? Because if you was to get enough who were to complain about it, right, and it closed it down, well, then in a way, this could be playing into those and their lackeys' hands. Do you see what I'm saying? There we go. See, so we could look at this two ways, yes? But if it was me, I know what I'd do, okay? But that's just me personally, okay? I'm not speaking for everybody else, okay? So it still seems that, yes, this madness is going on, my delicious little babies. But this is the world that we're living in, isn't it? But I keep saying, and of course, you've got those who are still talking about, the elections and everything like this, okay? And like, oh, you go to this, you go to that. None of them, and I'm going to keep saying it, every so often on my videos, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm not going to shut up, and I'm going to keep opening my gob, right? And I'm going to keep expressing my opinions. Not one of these parties, okay, are any good. Everybody, globally, no matter who they are, well, I mean, apart from the ones who we cannot very sadly wake up, God bless them, okay? The fact is, nobody should vote at all. Nobody should vote, okay? And if they did then decide to bring in unelected, well, I'm not going to say it on my camera. We deal with it another way. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? I have to be careful about what I say. Get my meaning, my delicious little babies out there, yes? But you just deal with it another way. Because they're forcing them and their lackeys, putrid they all are, every single one, right? They're forcing, right, things upon us, yes, that they absolutely have no right to do. No, they do not. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? And of course, when we go back to other things that have been going on in our neck of the woods in the old UK, this has been going on, more than a few years ago, and you've got other things that have been going on in schools and things like this. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, so this has been going on a long time, but what I'm saying is, it just appears that nobody's allowed to say nothing, right? It's, certain say something, you know what I mean? Well, they're either going to get flipping banned or you're bad. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? Or you're classed as this, you're classed as that. Do you see what I mean? Just for having an opinion, or just for speaking the truth? More to the point, speaking the truth. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But all of these and the putrid, they're all putrid anyway, right? All that they want to do is just keep winding up, right? But you see, I'm telling you now, it is going to go against them. I'm telling you, okay? And I tell you, and these 15-minute flipping cities in that, right, where they turn around, I heard on one video, there's 2 places in America where apparently they're in acceptance of the 15-minute cities. Well, it's either a very brain-dead little community there, that's all I can say, right? Or they're having to say that for the news. Do you see what I mean? Say, oh, look, we've got 2 now who are, going to be very happy with this arrangement. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, they're knowing that these things are not going to work. They're knowing it. Yes, they are, yes. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, and that's why now they've got others out. I said it on one of my other videos. They've got others out to pump out videos. Oh, do you really believe in these 15-minute cities? Are they really real? Can you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Now, what is the one thing that the ones who rule the world, what is the one thing that they've got? Okay? The one thing that they've managed to rule up until now, right? Ka-ching! Pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change. What else have they got? What else can they bring to the table? F all is what they bring to the table. F all. Do you see? They've only got ka-ching, nothing else. Do you see? And that's what I'm saying, my delicious little babies. Whoever gets into power, going back to that, to do with all different parties, it's a circle, 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 circle. It'll just keep going round and around and around. Has anybody ever watched a little hamster in a wheel? Round and around and around until it sends you effing flipping dizzy. Because, I'm going to keep saying it, because those parties, whoever got in, whether it would be Labour, Conservative or whatever it is in other countries, right? Or you've got other parties, right? The fact is, who's going to be paying them? Ugga. Do you see what I'm saying, yes? Because they already know before they go in there. And they say, oh, we're going to change things. Like I said, you may have the odd one where they have good intentions, they won't. They won't change nothing. They just tell you, spew out, project out. Do you see what I mean? I've known this long time, for a very long time. So at the end of the day, it's just getting others to see it, that's all. Do you know what I mean? And then they walk around like they're all flipping celebrities. Do you know what I mean? That's another thing about celebrities, isn't it? Okay? Because some of them as well are complicit in all of this putrid shite as well. Jab, 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 jib, jabs. They're all flipping, for a lot of them are complicit. There's been some who you just simply have not been hearing nothing about. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Maybe because they thought to themselves, and if they do say something, they know that that's, there we go, that's their flipping name gone. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So anyway, that's all I want to say, my delicious little babies. I know that some of you just think they'll just go on. But, maybe so. But I go on for a flipping good reason. We shouldn't be having paedophiles in this world. We shouldn't be having drag queens teaching young bands, right? To do all sorts of disgusting things, right? We shouldn't have silly, irresponsible flipping parents either. We shouldn't have none of those, right? I mean, when dear God, Jesus Christ, Nazareth, our dear Creator, was handing out brains, seem to have missed many flipping out, very sadly, right? We shouldn't have putrid governments where they haven't got a backbone to look after their man and woman out here and little animals and creatures great and small little birdies, right? So we shouldn't have none of that as well, right? And we should not, the one thing that no government and the putrid flipping fake royals and all over the flipping world, over in our neck of the woods in the old UK and all over the world, right? And we should not ever have allowed them to dig their way in. No, we should not. Because now look at the flipping mess got to get ourselves flipping out of, which of course, you know, we have to own up to this, my delicious little babies. We all, on this earth right now, okay, we have to own up to this at one time or another, right? We have helped to create this situation. Because through no fault of our own, do you understand what I mean? Because I do not believe we are to blame, but we are part of the blame, if you know what I'm saying to you. Yes, it was just the way that the programming, but you know, we all have to accept part of the responsibility here, right? That at the end of the day, we have helped to create, which means that we, you know, at some point or another in our lives, in all of our lives, we've consented to something. Do you see? And now this is a bloody mess. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So I'm just going to keep seeing what's going on. But no, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with this world, the way it is at the moment. You know, how many, God bless the beautiful dear souls, are passing away, and how many are very injured. And then you've got the war, and then you've got, which you've had previous wars as well, which has all been about ka-ching and power. It's flipping disgusting. And of course, all everybody can talk about at the moment is flipping the WhatsApp. I'm not saying that it's not okay, you know, for some important, juicy information. I'm not saying that, each to their own. But the fact is, I knew a long time, you knew what they were flipping doing, the putrid governments. I mean, all that you've got is a flipping proof, haven't you? Typed out proof, that's all. But you've got so many now trying to save their own backs. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So at the end of the day, you see it all for what it is. So there we go, you see the whole lot for what it is. None of them are innocent. None of them. Neither of them. Okay? And neither of these poxy flipping journalists either. They're not flipping innocent either. Right? They're very flipping complicit, yes? The flipping doctors, the nurses are all still involved in this now, and the ones still working in the flipping hospitals and doctors' surgeries, they're putrid. The flipping whole lot of them. And all for ka-ching and being selfish. That's what's going on. It's bloody well, damn well flipping selfishness and greed. That's what it is. So when I hear about it, even with the NHS, and I hear about it, I'm not interested. And that sounds really bad to some of you delicious little babes out there. It's like, you know, oh, horrified. Oh, she said, no. Let's just remember what's going on in these damn well flipping hospitals, not only in our neck of the woods in the old UK, but in other parts of the world. Let's just remember, hello, what's going on and what's still going on. Let's not flipping forget. But like I said on previous videos, you know, you've got some out there, okay, we have to say God bless, who seem to just want to forget about the whole thing. No, we will not forget about the whole thing. No, we will not. Okay, if we all had that flipping, brain dead flipping attitude, we get nothing flipping done. You know, I feel sorry for everybody who, God bless them, has fallen into this trap of what's happened with the old jab, 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 jibby jabs, right? Which I do. But now is not the time to be like feeling sorry and all of these distractions coming out, flipping WhatsApp and flipping, because we already know, and one way or another, something will happen. I keep saying this, yes, something will happen, right? The point is, in the NHS and all these other things coming out. And something else I want to say just before I leave, okay? So yes, I have had a flipping moan today. You know that we were hearing about Mick Lynch, you know, the trains. Yes, and he was speaking up and that. Well, he went flipping quiet on the internet, didn't he? Never seen him coming up very often then, did we, of late? Do you see? I'm not saying that he's not a nice man, he wasn't trying to get things done. I'm not saying that, I don't know him to say. All I'm saying is, well, do not know any, I wouldn't want to know flipping the putrid flipping government creatures. What I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, he's gone quite, do you see what I'm saying, yes? It's like one comes out from behind the curtain, then another one goes back again, and then it's like that. Okay? Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. That's what it is, my delicious little babies. And when other delicious little babies out there see what I'm saying, then we're all on the same song sheet and we're all a rocking and a rolling. Yes. And anyway, that's the end of my video. So thank you so very much for taking the time to listen to me today. Okay, and please take care of yourselves, and please take care of others as well, sorry, if you can, because many are going to be needing help. Okay, if you cannot help in any other way, maybe just a listening ear. Okay, because it goes a long way. Okay, now until my next video, wishing you a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Okay, please continue to feel the love. Okay, and please give a pat on the back, a shake of the old hand, you know, with some friends, some family, some work colleagues. Give them a great big hug and tell them that they're beautiful, juicy and delish, and that you love them so. Okay, so until my next video, my delicious little babies, I wasn't shouting at you, I was just getting my point across. Much love. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.